What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Johnny here. Christmas special for us in some ways. We got the tree, got a new lens on the camera, kicking ass. I got my new Gamers Nexus t-shirt. If you don't know those guys, go check them out on YouTube. They rock. And we got special guest Howland on the channel today. He's coming on in a few minutes to talk about, let's get some of that Ori music back on here. He's coming back on the channel. Well, he's coming on our channel for the first time to talk about mental health. He works with that stuff, so, you know, it's going to be great to be able to talk to someone who, you know, knows what they're talking about and that kind of thing. You know, every time I talk about mental health, I do it from a descriptive point of view, talking about my experience and, you know, some of the struggles that I've had and stuff that I've done to help with that, but never in a prescriptive way, because I'm not, you know, I'm not a professional, right? I don't know what's going on there. So Howland is someone who can maybe give some general advice, I guess, in how to tackle some of those situations. But it's just going to be a chill chat between two friends. He was on the podcast a couple weeks ago in the ACG podcast. We had a great time chatting with him. So very much looking forward to having him on here. We'll see when this is over if we go over to some Ori or what happens after. But for now, we're being present. Of course, I got my water with me. Let's get a bit of that going on. Stay hydrated here. And I now have 3 camera lenses, and I'm so happy about these guys. Actually have the first one that came with the camera, right? And the awesome part about these is that not only are they super cheap because they come packed or in a pack with the camera, but of course you have you're able to zoom, so you have a good range with these. Allows you to play around with stuff. And then once you know what sort of ranges you need, you can get what's called prime lenses. And these lenses, guys, these lenses come with a fixed focal length. So you need to know exactly, like I say, what length you need. But if you do, you can get, you know, a higher quality lens for way cheaper because you don't have that range that the other lens offers. So this one is what I used yesterday in the podcast, if you're curious. That gave us that kind of close-up shot. It's a bit more personal. And then this one gives us the look that I like. The one that's on right now is my new one, the best one that I got. It's a wide angle that gives us all of the guitars in the background, some of the computers, some of my desk, which I love, and really digging it. I think it looks fantastic. So let me see here if Howland is ready to jump in. It looks like he's having some issues with the camera. Let's see here. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. By the way, this is the first time we're kind of doing this at this point, so we don't have the perfect setup yet. And so forgive us if it's not totally ideal, but we'll get better at it. I really want to get more people on the channel. You know, I love having conversations with people, as you might have guessed by now. And it's something I want to do more on the channel here. Let me see if I can get my dude Howland on the call. Hello.
Hello.
Howland, we're live. What's up, man?
What's happening?
We are connected, so I'm not showing you yet. While we do the setup here, people just hear your voice. How are you doing today, man?
Man, I'm doing well. Excited to be on the podcast this morning to talk some mental health.
Yeah, for sure, man. I've been wanting to do some of these conversations for a long time and haven't really had a great, I guess, candidate to talk about mental health with, because like I was talking about, most of us can only talk about it from a descriptive point of view, because, you know, we can talk about our experiences and stuff, but we're always very careful to not give advice because we don't know what the hell we're talking about. So it's good to have someone who can maybe give us some advice. We have some issue with your camera now. If you have any other apps that are using your camera, I'm gonna need you to close those on your side, Howland, because Discord is not showing me your camera.
Okay.
Jay Show says, please don't show him. It's too early.
Yeah.
I'm a little triggered because he changed his name from Jay Show to Show Walter. It's kind of not the same. I'm gonna continue calling you Jay Show, dude. Hope you're okay with that. So we're just sorting out the camera issue, guys, and then we'll get Howland up here in the picture.
When I hit test video, it shows my mug. So I'm not sure what the deal is.
Okay, let me just call you again. Oh, do this for me. Can you turn on your camera? So next to the leave call button, there's a turn on or off camera. If you just
it's on.
Hit that.
I can turn it off and turn it on again.
Just try that for me, yeah.
All right, there we go.
Oh, we're back. Okay, good.
Yep.
Let me get you situated. There we go. All right. Boom. That's Howland, guys.
Hey,
welcome
what's
in.
happening?
What's happening? Okay, so let's Pocato, what's up? Do this for me. That's what she's. Pocato, you need to keep it under control, okay? Today's a serious day. We're talking about mental health. Okay, listen, Howland, let's kick things off with how do you think about mental health? What is your running definition for it? Because when we talk about just health, we have some objective metrics, don't we? We can talk about you know some of the indicators in the body that tell you whether or not you're doing good. But when it comes to mental health, it's a bit more intangible, isn't it? How do you think about it, and how do you quantify that in your mind?
I sort of think about it as your body's physiological response to life. And even with regular health, when you have an illness, your throat gets sore. You understand that the throat is sore and where that's located in the body. But with mental health, sometimes we don't stop to think about where our emotions are located in their body. Sometimes when I'm angry, if I really stop and notice it, I'm tense in my shoulders. Or if I'm anxious, I'm tense across my chest. Or if I'm sad, I might have a pit in my stomach. And so in my interpretation of mental health, it's the body's physiological change to life, to everyday life.
Let me just quickly start my camera so you can see me in the Discord call as well. 1 second. So, well, the problem is you see the whole the whole OBS scene on your side. I just want you to be able to see a little bit of me, not just through the stream, but also through the call here. So not ideal. We'll figure it out better for next time. But so that's interesting. I mean, one thing that I'm happy about is that this kind of stuff is talked about in the open way more, isn't it? I think like there was a lot of a big stigma associated with these issues, and if you were someone feeling these, I think a lot of people felt that there's some weakness associated with that, and they didn't want to, just admit that they had these issues. So do you also identify that as something that's, changed for the better, or do you still think it's a problem?
I still see it as somewhat of a problem here in where I'm at. And I'm going to talk mostly in this podcast about my own personal experience, because everybody's experience will be different. I'm in Northeast Ohio, and there's still very much a stigma that is associated with mental health.
Right. So because obviously, maybe give people a bit of a background in terms of, what you do and how this ties into your work.
Okay. Well, I've currently working with a specialized population, but I have experience working with a wide range of populations. So I'm a mental health counselor in Ohio. In the United States, every state has different laws about licensure. And so I'm licensed in the state of Ohio, and I provide psychotherapy services. We talk about depression, anxiety, alcohol, drugs, suicide, personality issues, relationship conflicts, all kinds of different stuff. And I've worked with a wide range of populations, from kids to senior citizens to a homeless population to a population with some challenges
Right.
in other areas as well. And I noticed that there's a lot of shame about mental health in this area that I'm at in Ohio.
Yeah. Swamp Donkey, what's up? Welcome back, dude. So, one of the things that I think is a bit of a shift in people's understanding of this is that it's not, if you're someone who's feeling just crippling anxiety and depression and stuff, it's not that you're lazy and you just want to stay in bed, right? So I think this is a classic, let's say, misinterpretation of or misread of the situation. That's not it at all, right?
Oh,
how would you I guess tackle with someone with that perception? How would you change their perception there and correct that?
Okay. So in changing their perception, what I've found works is when we think about someone with diabetes or someone with another illness, we would never approach them and say, "Oh, just try harder or suck it up." Your diabetes is all in your head. No, we understand diabetes as a medical condition, and anxiety, depression are the same way in the body. Yeah. They are conditions that we have that need our attention and our focus, and telling somebody to suck it up or just try harder, not very helpful. Helpful at all.
I absolutely agree. What's up, Jonathan? He says lack of education on mental health, lack of vocabulary, using wrong terms as crazy or umbrella words like I'm sad, that makes everything even more obscuring to everyone to correctly communicate these conditions. Yeah,
absolutely.
I do think that there's something that's very difficult to convey, as someone who has suffered with depression, not extreme depression, but I do understand the concept of being in that situation where, it is difficult to let's say start your day and do things, with any sort of drive at all. So when someone who hasn't suffered that comes to you and you have to explain to them what's going on, I think there's a bit of a barrier there to convey that, because it can come across as me just being lazy, maybe, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Do you have some way to package that someone who hasn't experienced it can maybe sympathize a bit?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a phrase that I like to use when someone's coming directly to me to talk about it is, I've experienced depression as sort of a weighted blanket over my body, that every move I make is labored. Every move I make is heavy and hard. And I really have to push through because I've got this tremendous weight on me. And I see my hands in the camera. I talk a lot with my hands.
Don't worry. No, it's good. It's good. I also do that all the time.
But that's how I sort of conceptualize depression, is that every move I make is harder because I've got this tremendous weight on top of me. So getting out of bed, brushing my teeth, taking a shower, eating breakfast, just even those morning activities are so hard to do when your body's just not there. It's just got this tremendous weight on it.
Yeah. I personally, I think that's very accurate. I don't know if it's a universal thing or if for some people it manifests in a less physical way, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that we should say, even though, Howland, you're a professional, I would say, if you're someone out there who's really struggling with this, I would recommend seeing someone and going over your case in person, and take everything we say here with a grain of salt, right? Because no advice is totally universal. And even though I do hope we can get some general, things we can do overall to kind of do better with that stuff, with that kind of stuff today. Maybe some general prescriptions. By all means, if it's something you're struggling with, you know, in a big way, I think it's important to see someone about that. And
Yeah, and I would like to add that it's a strength to ask for help when you need it.
right,
It is a huge strength. So if you're someone out there that's struggling, that's the best way to start working towards feeling better, is recognize that it's a strength that you have to reach out for help. That's a strength and not a weakness at all.
right. So let's talk a bit about maybe some of the general things that you would recommend to people. So talking here for people who maybe feel depression in a more mild way. Maybe it's not severe depression, but they do feel it in a noticeable way consistently. What are some things that we can introduce, in our day to day that you feel incrementally makes things better overall? Do you have maybe a couple top tips there?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got some tips that have worked for me. Like I said, I'm going to talk from my own experience because everybody is a little
That's
bit
right.
different.
Yep.
And the best treatment I've found for myself is to stay in a healthy routine,
Right.
and not make decisions based on how I feel, but make decisions based on what I want. And for me, it's making the bed after I wake up. It's going for a walk in the morning with the dogs. It's having a healthy breakfast. It's taking care of myself, but also being compassionate with myself and understanding that these feelings are normal. I'm a human being. And if today I'm feeling sad, maybe today's the day I do something that I enjoy.
Yeah.
Put the focus back on things that I want to do and recognize that it's not selfish to take care of myself, because I'm taking care of, a lot of people, just as everybody is. Everybody's got people in their life that they're there for, and it's not selfish to take care of yourself, to be there for others. Not at all.
Yeah. Kat says, wish we had better mental health support and availability here in this side of the world. Depression and anxiety is still kind of a taboo here. I think one of the beautiful things, though, is that with the internet, you kind of break those barriers, don't you? Like, people like Howland. I don't know if you do any do you do any like, let's say, video conference work, or is it all in person?
Everything that I do is in person.
In person.
There are online supports through apps that I'm sure will help reduce the barrier. Absolutely.
But I've seen some online resources where you pay a small price and you have access to qualified people that you can talk to, and that pay attention to you, and in like an easy way, so you don't have to go through the system, let's say, and formally book a psychiatrist or a consultant, whatever it is.
Yeah, there's two apps here that I know. I don't know what the region is, but I know in the States there's Talkspace and BetterHelp. Those are two apps that I know are blowing up right now with online support for mental health conditions. I mainly work in person. I like to have that intimate space where we're both present in a room, and we're both observing and feeling the same environmental effects, because the environment plays such a role. And sometimes with a webcam or a computer, there's that electronic barrier of, I can't really see how you're feeling. I can only see your face. The body says so much, and we read so much into body language as well, that it's sometimes a barrier. But on the other hand, it also helps eliminate a barrier if you live in an area where you don't have access to mental health.
Yeah, exactly.
So cons for sure.
Yeah, well, in an ideal world, every place would have someone like you who's basically there and available, right, to treat people. But if you're someone who doesn't have access to that, then it is better than maybe struggling with getting any attention at all. And even we were laughing about it, but on Fiverr you found this person that was offering to be basically a an ear for someone for like $5, where they would be your friend or something and talk to you. Just sometimes just talking stuff through is powerful as well. What's up, Jet? Welcome back. But you touched on a couple of threads that I want to pull, so I hope I don't forget the other one. But let me go on this one first, which is this idea of nurture versus nature, right? And so, do we know how much of a, let's say, genetic role, or how much of a role genetics play into, whether you're gonna tend to be a more depressive person overall, or is it mostly environment, or is the jury still out on that?
Latest research, and this was when I was in a lifespan development class in 2016. So the research in 2016 was that it's both. There are genetic components for depression, anxiety, ADHD, but there's also environmental effects as we're growing up that play a tremendous role as well. And a lot of times things with depression and anxiety can manifest in how we talk to ourselves, our internal dialogue. And a lot of times the internal dialogue is something we formulate when we're a child, and we never really examine it as an adult to see if it's still true or not. Things that we believed to be true when we were 5 probably aren't still true when we were 30 or 50 or 70.
Yeah. So and I assume there's still like a science being done on this in terms of like some of the things that go into it, but I think we don't have definitive data on that. I think it's like most things, there is a genetic component, like height, but then of course your upbringing and environment and all of that also, plays a big role. So
yeah, absolutely.
The other thing
I could talk for a long time about upbringing and environment, because I did work.
We will. Yeah, that's very interesting, because for sure that's one of the biggest indicators, or whether or not you're going to struggle with depression, is, I guess, how your upbringing was, or maybe, or certainly there are things that can happen, let's put it this way, during your upbringing that can highly determine whether you might come across depression. I think people who obviously suffer abuse or neglect, things like that. But
yeah,
I wanted to go to another place as well, because one thing that you said stuck with me. You said the things that work for me, and implicit in that sentence is something that's not obvious to a lot of people, which is even professionals that work with helping people with depression, they are also human and can have issues, right? And so
yeah, absolutely.
And so just to break that myth that you're not immune to these issues, right? How do you separate, let's say that today you need to treat someone and help them out in a big way, right? But you yourself are suffering with either depression or anxiety or any sort of mental health issue. Is there anything you do to kind of get in a mental place to help someone before?
Yes. And I want to add on to your point that professionals are human as well. And it's really hard to treat ourselves, because to treat somebody, you really need that neutral perspective. Right. And my perspective is biased, and there's no way around that, because I am me. I'm going to be biased towards my beliefs. And sometimes, like I said, those beliefs that we formulate as a child aren't necessarily still true, or even that they were true when we were a child, and we were just using a child's brain to formulate those beliefs. Before I see a client, the best way that I know how is I do a little mindfulness, and I'm sure we can go off on that thread, but I do a little mindfulness, and I try to put myself aside. And I picture the person coming into my office with a book bag. They set the book bag down, and we open it up together, and we talk about all the stuff that's in the bag. Then at the end of the session, we put all the stuff back in the bag, and they take that bag with them out through the door. So that bag is no longer in my office. So that when the next person comes in, they bring their own bag. We set it down. We unzip it. We talk about it. We open it up.
Interesting. So you almost have a visual metaphor of the of the person's baggage in the form of a book bag.
Yeah, and my bag is nowhere in that office.
Right. You got your own bag.
Yeah, left my bag at home. But yeah, that's a visual metaphor that I use to kind of get in their shoes without wearing their shoes. Yeah. You know, I look in their bag and I examine in their bag with them, but I don't take it home with me. I don't pick up their bag. Yeah, it's still their bag.
And I really want to talk about mindfulness because it has helped me in a big way. But I think so maybe let's break it down. How would you define mindfulness? It's a bit of a buzzword nowadays. So why don't you give us your take on it?
My take on it is being present in the moment without judgment. And that judgment is self-judgment. So if I'm being present in the moment and I recognize that I'm sad, I'm not judging the fact that I'm sad. I'm being compassionate with the fact that I'm human and I experience sadness. Sadness is a normal emotion, just like anger is a normal emotion, just like happiness is a normal emotion. So sitting with that emotion and experiencing the present reality without judging myself for any emotion that I have.
Yeah. And one key part of mindfulness meditation or just mindfulness in general is the idea of where you place your attention, right?
Yeah.
And so typically when you start off, with any app, which I recommend people try it out. There are some free ones. Headspace is a big one that came up. I also recommend Waking Up by Sam Harris. It's a very good app as well. But anyways, when you start off, there's this focus on the breath, right? It's usually the object of focus. And the meditator will tell you to pay attention to the breath and, observe as thoughts come up and then gently go back to the breath. And the first thing you learn is just how lost in thought you are just all the time.
And
it might take you a long time. I think there's a bit of a curve where in the beginning you think you're doing great. And then you realize that, wait a second, I'm just thinking all the time, right? There's no notion of what it feels like to be just, let's say, at rest with your mind without random thoughts circling in like, oh, I bought some nice bonbons, but I shouldn't really eat them right now. Should really wait until after lunch, right? Oh, that reminds me, I should really go get some groceries for lunch. Do you know what I mean? It's this train of thought, mundane or otherwise, that occupies us at all times. So there's a couple of really key things with the idea of mindfulness for me and how I apply it just in everything I do is the main one really is the fact that it's almost a discovery and it's a feature or a bug, however you want to see it, of our body or how we work, is that if you pay enough attention to one thing, it's almost it's, I think, physically impossible to pay attention to anything else. And people feel this in different times in their life. Maybe if you're playing in a concert or if you're doing something you really love, you're absolutely focused on that to the detriment of everything else around you, right? You're not thinking about, maybe your back aches. You forget about that stuff, right? Because you're totally focused on the object of focus, whatever it is. So there's real power in being able to direct your attention fully to something. And the same way we do it in meditation with the breathing, we can do it with anything really. So, now that I'm talking to you, all of my attention is towards what we're saying here and, what you're saying to me. And I'm not concerned with, whether or not I have to go out tomorrow to do some chores or, there's no bandwidth being occupied by just side stuff. And I think if people do that more, not only will they have a clearer mind, but they will get way more out of their interactions. This is a big thing for me. I used to live basically operating at 50% of my bandwidth, mental bandwidth, because it was being occupied by all this bullshit. So while I'll be talking to you, part of my mind would be thinking about what I should say next. Oh, I need to look cool, right? Oh, I want them to think that I'm this person. So all of that, if you're able to kind of remove that and focus, as you say, it's a bit cliche, but really focus on the moment and just on the input, it really makes a big difference. Does that connect with your own experience as well?
Yeah, absolutely. And I know a lot of times, even though I'm experienced with mindfulness and I practice mindfulness and meditation, it's still something that I have to work on. When I'm trying to have an interaction with somebody, I'm listening not to respond, but I'm listening to reflect back what they're saying. I see somebody in chat says active listening.
Exactly.
Absolutely, yeah. Active listening. I'm listening with the intention of trying to understand and comprehend what they're saying without my own input from my, you said all the bullshit that's going on in my brain. Right. Trying to set that bullshit aside so that I can focus on what they're saying and not listen to react or listen to respond, but listen to hear what they're saying and reflect back what they're saying. And I know sometimes it is easier said than done, and that's normal. That's very normal. But if you're constantly thinking that way, you're working in the right direction, and it'll become more of a habit in the future for sure.
So how do you make it a habit? Because when people hear about meditation at first, they picture someone in a robe and probably with the same hairstyle that I rock. But in any circumstance, they think of some kind of silent retreat, right? As your classical perception of this. How do you break that stereotype and bring it to something that they can actually integrate into their routine and to their lives?
Oh, that's a great question, Johnny. So I'm going to talk a little bit from my own experience, but also I'm going to bring in some of my wife's experience because she does this as well. So right now, my wife is out for a jog. And when she used to go jogging, she used to plan her day and think about all the stuff that happened that day or what she wants to happen that day. And she started using the Headspace running app through Nike training. And now when she's going for a jog, she's focusing on the temperature outside. She's focusing on the birds, the sky, the feeling of her feet hitting the ground, the feeling of the breath going in and out of her body. She's being present in that moment while she's exercising. And she comes back feeling very relaxed, very energized, and healthier overall. For me, there's a lot of different ways that I do mindfulness meditation. I do the classic meditation first when I wake up in the morning and right before I go to sleep. And I do that. I have a recliner in my bedroom. I just sit in with some headphones and listen. I have a nighttime routine that I do every night, no matter how I'm feeling, where I start and I cut off all electronics. I read a book, like a paperback book, not a device. And I do that for about a half hour. Then I meditate for about 20 minutes. Okay. And then I fall asleep. That's my classic meditation routine. Yep. But for mindfulness, one of my favorite mindfulness activities is chopping vegetables. Whenever my wife is getting ready to make dinner, I'm always there ready to chop vegetables. Because when you're chopping vegetables, you really have to be focused on what you're doing.
That's right.
You have to be focused on the action or you're going to chop a finger off. Washing dishes, same thing. Focusing on the temperature of the water, the bubbles. If you have smelly soap, that smells good. It's focusing on the smell. Washing the dishes to wash them instead of thinking of it as a chore to get them done. I do lots of different stuff like that. Because it's just for me, it's just very mindful. Wrapping Christmas presents, it's the holidays right now. So for me, wrapping presents is very mindful because I'm focused on what I'm doing. I'm in the moment. I'm using my senses. That's a big part of mindfulness is using your senses, your five senses.
It is, yeah.
And so wrapping presents is a great mindfulness activity if you can really get yourself in that mode of focusing and paying attention to what your body's telling you while you're doing that.
Fat Ginger Legend, I see you, buddy. Welcome back. And he says that Headspace might have saved his relationship. Interesting.
Wow.
Maybe tell us a bit more about that if you want to share. And Trench Food, what's up? He said, I'm in a constant cycle of self-criticism leading to disappointment in myself, leading to self-punishment and background. So
yeah, that's a common thing. That's a common thing. Trench
food?
Food?
Trench food, yes.
Yeah. I would definitely recommend checking out self-compassion.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and in some ways we need to take a step back and think a bit rationally about it, almost as if we were like a process in a computer or something, you know, like how do I make this run better, right? And then analyze it. And one of the things you have to do is think about it productively, right? Think about the problem productively. So I'm a software engineer, and sometimes I have to debug problems. So I have to go into code and figure out, you know, what's the problem there? What's the bug, right? Where's the bug? And if I go into it with desperation and panic, my chances of, you know, figuring it out go down to the low 20s, right? As Carrick says, like a dangerous porn movie, it's like the low 20s. Anyways, whereas if I kind of take a step back and think about it productively, there's a way better chance of getting something out of it. I think it's the same way. You need to view it as you've identified a problem, which is maybe you have some sort of mental issue or mental health issue that you're struggling with, and look for productive ways of thinking about the problem, right? Try to first isolate the problem. If you're able to find maybe the root of it, that's great. And then think about some objective things that you can do and introduce them incrementally, right? Never do like a big change. I think this is a problem. This is the syndrome of the guy that goes to the gym 5 days the first week and then never goes again, right? So instead of going all in the first week you try something, try it in an incremental way and see if it moves you in the right direction. And if it does, maybe try it a bit more, or, you know, incremental changes. Yeah.
Going in with the mentality of simple fixes, sort of like how we conceptualize when we take our car to a mechanic and they replace out a part. Well, as humans, we're not a car. We're not a robot. We don't have parts that we replace in and out. You know, we are not something that needs fixed. A lot of times it's wounds that need healing. And if we know anything about wounds, they take time to heal. And they really take that self-compassion towards ourselves to realize, you know, it's going to take time and it's a wound and it's okay. I'm a human being and that's normal. That's very normal. Everybody has wounds.
Yeah, one of the big things, and I'm sorry I haven't gotten to all the messages in chat. We will get to those in a second. I know, Jonathan, you've been talking to us. I haven't been able to get to your points yet, but one thing I want to mention related to this is that another powerful thing about the mindfulness framework is that it allows you to decouple what you're feeling currently or whatever's going on in your body to all of the baggage that we associate with it, right? The classic example I give is you can think of pain that in isolation is not that bad, but because there's some emotional baggage attached to it, it makes it very negative. So to give you an example, maybe I went maybe I have some kind of chronic disease. So, you know, I personally have a chronic illness and it causes me some discomfort and stuff. And I could, because there's that attachment, you know, every time I feel that discomfort, because I know it's associated to that, there tended to be a very negative mental effect there, right? Whereas maybe if I felt the same discomfort due to something that doesn't have that baggage, I wouldn't feel bad about it, or I would perceive that pain differently. The example I give is going to the gym. You know, maybe you feel sore after, maybe you have muscle pain, right? And that you typically actually feel good about that because it means, you know, you got some gains, right? Whatever it is. So even if, let's say that those two discomforts were comparable in this example, because of the framing and the fact that one is associated with something negative and the other one with something positive, your perception of it is totally different, isn't it? Even if the feeling is very similar. So a lot of times we can do this kind of reframing exercise, and also kind of decoupling the emotional side from the feeling itself.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's kind of what you're talking about is the difference between pain and suffering. In my definitions of pain and suffering, is that pain is the physical injury that I experience, and suffering is how I think about that physical injury that I suffered. If I have this negative perception about it, I'm going to be suffering a lot longer than if I have that, like you said, focusing on the fact that I'm sore after going to the gym, and that's a good thing.
Right.
It's the same thing when we stop to recognize our feelings. For me personally, sometimes after a counseling session or psychotherapy session, I'll feel worse. But that's a good thing, because that means I'm working on something.
Right.
That means if I leave the session and I feel really sad, that means that I'm working on that. And then that sadness, I get to choose how I respond to it.
Right. So the context helps, right? If you're able to give it some kind of framing that's a bit more positive.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know, I go back to the chopping vegetables example. I'm somebody that gets easily frustrated by little things. And I accept that about myself. And so what I do is, throughout the day, if I notice that I'm feeling tense through my shoulders and I'm kind of feeling short with my text messages or responses to people, I'll think like, okay, I'm feeling frustrated right now. Maybe I can prep for dinner early. Maybe I can go cut some vegetables now instead of waiting for dinner time to cut them. It's a really silly example, but it's something that makes it practical for me. It takes this really, this theory and puts it into real life practice, because that's something that I actually do. When I notice that I'm feeling frustrated, I go chop vegetables, or I go wash dishes.
If your significant other sees you just chopping some vegetables, she knows what's going on. She's like, okay, we'll give him his moment.
Yeah, I want to give another example that that's a kind of another silly example, but something that really works for me too is sometimes I have a wood shop where I build stuff out of wood, and I Showalter, yeah, absolutely, that is accurate. I have a wood shop where I do woodworking stuff, and sometimes I'll build something just to take it apart, just to have that mindfulness activity of taking it apart, taking out all the screws and setting them with the screws that go with them and putting them back in their drawer, and taking the wood pieces and putting them back on the shelf, just doing something to to change how I'm feeling right then.
Yeah.
Or to have
and that links directly, by the way, Lucitan Gaming, what's up, dude? That links with something that Jonathan was saying. He said, I wish I could focus like that in the present. There are very, very few activities that allow me to do that. And also Fat Ginger Legend says he hasn't meditated for maybe a couple years. It really is a skill that we have to develop, isn't it? The ability to devote our full attention to something is not, maybe again, it's a genetic thing. Some people maybe are better than others, but certainly it takes a lot of practice. And some objects of focus are easier to focus on than others, right? So I think there's no coincidence that everybody uses the breath for meditation, because it's fairly easy to just focus on your breath, right? It's always with you. It's fairly constant. There isn't like ups and downs and stuff, right? So, I think that's a good place to start. And then another place to take it, and a natural transition, is activities that occupy you fully. Like you just described a couple, right? So you're saying you're working with some woodcraft, or maybe you're chopping some vegetables. In those moments, it's almost you have no choice but to be fully present in what you're doing. In the case of the vegetables, because you want to keep your limbs intact.
Yeah,
but
I don't chop them like on the Food Network. Like I'm very precise and methodical about it,
Right,
because
right.
I want that mindful experience.
And that's a key part. What you said right there. There's real curiosity that that in your tone. So you're applying attention, but you're also applying this quality of just being curious about the object itself. Maybe the tomatoes look a little weird today. I'm gonna tackle the cut a little bit differently here. That kind of thing where you're devoting real curiosity to whatever it is you're focusing on. Like, with me talking with you here, that's the sort of exercise I try to do as well when I talk to anybody. And it really has elevated my conversations. I don't do it perfectly yet. I still sometimes go astray with thoughts and chat sometimes, of course. But it's a powerful tool, and the more you understand that it's a tool you can apply to anything you do, even though, again, it's not easy and it takes practice, the moment you understand that it can be applied in the same way, it opens up. All of a sudden, this is not only usable in the 20 minutes of meditation, but it's something you can take with you throughout your day and just, enhance your interactions with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I completely agree. And I'm sure people are already doing things that they might not realize are mindful activities. Have you ever, driven your car somewhere and really zoned out in the song and experienced the song and sang along and danced along with the song and realized you're not thinking anything but the moment you're experiencing?
Yeah.
I think that's a really practical example for people to think about, is that sometimes you're already doing things and you can take those skills and apply them in different areas.
Yeah, that don't even get me started on that. That's a whole different conversation. But yeah, the idea that anything new you learn as a skill permeates, right? And applies, maybe not fully, but in some way for sure, to other stuff, and have this contribution of just apply new concepts to things that you already do. One thing here, Jonathan was saying, he was asking, if I get it correctly, we have learned to react to pain or suffering as states we need to avoid at all costs because they are considered bad. But you're saying those can also be a natural state we go through towards something good, and we need to accept that, like sore muscles or going through grief. What would be your take on that question?
My take would be that he is understanding that correctly, and that's a powerful statement. And on the Discord, I can't make out the name, but man,
Jonathan.
Jonathan, hit the nail on the head. Absolutely. It's very natural and human to experience pain. We stub our toe. We shut our hand in the door.
Right.
And it's very natural to go through grief.
Yeah.
It's all the same, in my experience. It's all the same. And just accepting that that's the current state we are in can be very helpful.
Yeah. And just that degree of separation that we were talking about with the emotional baggage, right? If you're able to just say, here's the pain, here's where it sits, and it sucks, but you then be conscious that all the other stuff is just additional baggage that's not actually a part of the pain. That's just right. That's just like negative emotions.
It's suffering, yeah. And I could really talk for a long time on that subject as somebody that suffers from chronic migraines.
Right.
Getting a migraine for me is incredibly painful. Thinking that I'm a failure at life because I get migraines is putting myself in an extreme form of suffering that I don't deserve.
Right. And we talked about framing. That's let's put it mildly and say that's not a productive framing of the problem.
Right.
Good. So when it comes to pain, like if someone is just, let's say, facing pain most of their day due to some chronic issue or problem, what would be how would you approach a case like that? Do you have some like general tips aside from, like we talked about, the mindfulness thing, but are there like special things you would recommend for someone like that?
In my experience, acceptance of the pain is the first step. Compassion towards yourself because you're in pain would be the second step. Mindfulness certainly plays a role. Distraction is really helpful for me when I'm in a lot of pain. If I have a really bad migraine and I'm just kind of laying around doing nothing, that pain's going to be a lot worse than if I did something I enjoyed. Mm-hmm. Even though I'm in so much pain, doing something I enjoy makes it more manageable.
Yeah.
Exercise, and I want to say exercise in the way that whatever your doctor recommends.
Right.
You know,
don't go crazy.
Disclaimer. Whatever your doctor recommends. But for me, I'm able to go for walks and not, make my condition worse. So when I get a really bad migraine, sometimes going for a walk can be really helpful. Yeah. Even though I don't want to, to do it. I know that it can be really helpful as well. So I'd say those couple things, but acceptance is the hardest part, I think, sometimes of chronic pain, is just accepting that you're in pain.
Yep.
Because like Jonathan said, pain is something that we're supposed to avoid. And so sometimes we avoid, thinking about that we are in pain and accepting it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm tempted to go in a number of ways here. Whoops. But one of the things I want to mention is, we talked about this baggage. So we said the first thing there would be to decouple the feeling or the pain or discomfort, whatever it is, from the emotional baggage, the negative emotions, right, that people feel. And one thing to identify there is that those negative emotions are something we are reproducing actively. And the moment we stop doing that, they kind of, it cuts the loop. So I'll give you a clear example. Let's say that you had an altercation with someone at work, right? So maybe you were angry and you had a discussion or an argument with someone and you're unhappy with how that went. It was horrible, right? So you spend the rest of your day almost reliving the situation. I should have said this, right? Oh, this was a better line. I would have taken him down, right? Or so you spend all your day reliving that, and in doing so, you're just renewing these just negative emotions, right?
Right.
Whereas if you were able to sort of move on from there and just kind of let it go and, stop thinking actively about that stuff, the negative emotions themselves will also go away. It's part of our physicality. We can't hold on to that stuff unless we're reproducing it actively by thinking about it. So if we have this mechanism that allows us to just control to not be lost in thought like that, and if a thought comes up, it's not that you try to stop it, but you simply go back to the object of focus, and it naturally goes away because your attention is elsewhere. Again, that makes you physically unable. You have no choice but to forget about that, negative emotion and altercation. So that's just something from my personal experience that I found, very, very, very powerful as well. Is that something you do too, consciously?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And that's something that I always try to teach my clients to do as well. Catching that negative thought and reframing it. We could talk for hours about just that topic alone. Right. But you're right. If you can take yourself back to the object of focus instead of the negative thought, yeah, you can start to move on from it, and it takes practice for sure. And sometimes those thoughts are so automatic that we don't even recognize we're having them.
Oh, absolutely. That's the default. And that's why it's so hard to sell people on meditation because you know, so many of us, our default state is to be lost in thought, and we think that we're not. So even just recognizing that takes some investment already in the practice.
Yeah, I could give a real world experience of this, that I never realized I had the thought, I hope I do this right, as much as I do. And lately, when I've started really trying to notice and catch my thoughts, I noticed that I have that thought very often. It's, right before, we launched this Twitch stream, when I hit accept on your call,
right,
boom, within a millisecond, it was, I hope I do this right. And then I had to, say, well, what does doing it right even mean?
Right.
Trust, and I had to reframe it back to trust yourself,
Right.
Trust yourself and have some compassion. Yeah.
That's right. And yeah, it's a work in progress, right? It's not that, any of us achieve some kind of illuminated state where everything is fucking a bag of rainbows all the time, right? It's just about finding tools that help us in these things.
It's all about tools. And like you said, when you have a negative interaction with a coworker and you're thinking about it later in the day, it's perfectly okay to say to yourself, I didn't handle that the way I wish I would have.
Right.
And that's okay. I'm going to move on. I'm going to go back to focusing on my work.
Yeah.
It's okay to say, hey, I messed up.
Yeah.
It's normal. That's how we learn. That's how humans learn and grow, is to recognize our mistakes.
Compassion is a big thing.
Yeah.
The next big thing for me is gratitude. It's and I do some exercises with that I want to run by you and see if you do the same. But before we go there, Pocato and Jonathan were talking about, this is a kind of an interesting question I guess I would pose to you. If let's say that you feel like crap and you're depressed or whatever, and someone asks you, hey, how are you, right? And it's one of those more like casual greeting kind of thing. So you're not expected to as Pocato says, open the can of worms there, totally. But what is the balance between sharing that you're going through a hard time to pretending you're fine? Surely there's like a middle ground, right? Where you don't want to talk to someone at work about, your your deep struggles, but at the same time, is it a problem if you then pretend to be totally fine? What's your take there?
My take on that is you have to be honest with yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. And if you're answering that question at work and you say, I'm fine, and you recognize that you're not fine, but you're doing it just to be polite and it's a coworker that you want to have a boundary with, then that's okay.
Right.
But if my wife says, how am I doing? And I say, I'm fine, and I'm not, well, then I'm being dishonest with myself and with her. And that's not okay.
This comes back to the stereotype of women when they say they're fine, but they're clearly not. There's something there.
Yeah, but so I say it's all in who you want to share with.
Right.
You get to decide who you open up to and who you share with. And as long as you have that boundary where you know what you're feeling and you're honest with yourself, you don't necessarily have to open up that can of worms to any random coworker that comes up.
Yeah. And go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, but if you say I'm fine, and then in your head you say, yeah, I am fine, when you're not, then that's not good. That's being dishonest with yourself. Right. You have to be honest with yourself about how you're feeling. And that's sometimes something that's really, really hard, is being honest with yourself about how you are doing.
Right. So you have a practicality thing, which is, even though you're not being totally honest from a practical standpoint, it's not going to be productive to share my my struggles with anxiety with this person right now. And you just kind of move on, right? You just say, yeah, we're doing good. For the purposes of this, I'm doing good.
Yeah, for the purposes of, I just walked in the door and you're somebody that I don't, and you're an acquaintance,
Right,
it's
right.
it's really different for me though, because I work in an agency with counselors. So, if I go into work and one of my coworkers is like, "How are you doing?" I'm going to say, "I'm doing crappy."
Right, right. So
It's
it's
really
a
a
sit
sucky
down.
day.
You do a session.
Yeah. It's a crappy day. And, they usually say, "Well, I hope it gets better," and sometimes they might say, "Can I help?"
Yeah.
Or "Let's grab a cup of coffee," or whatever, but it's different depending on where you work. Because if you work in a corporate office, with thousands of employees, you're not going to open up to everybody. But maybe you have one coworker that you do, that's your
Right,
go-to
right.
person.
And of course, you have to modulate the amount of information, right?
Yeah,
You don't want to be the oversharing person, right? Right? You don't want to be like, dude, I was just asking how your day is going, right? You could have. It wasn't really a call to have a sit down and go through your childhood troubles and stuff, right? So there you have to modulate.
Yeah, and you get to decide that. That's something that I think sometimes people forget, is you get to decide who you share with and who you don't share with.
Right.
If somebody comes to you and they overshare, that's on them. You don't
Yes.
have to reciprocate.
Yeah, exactly. Don't feel forced to. So one thing for me that I almost discovered this superpower that makes me immune to all the shit in life, which is gratitude. So I want to talk about this with you. And this is also one of the reasons connecting to this question why I never ever have to lie when I say, I'm doing great or doing awesome. It's never, I know it maybe people maybe think it's like a YouTube thing where, oh, I'm hyped. But, that's a legitimate state of mind for me continually because I'm in touch with this kind of gratitude thing. So let me run this by you and let me know what you think, if maybe that's crazy. But sometimes I do this exercise where it comes from the Stoic practice, which is you very briefly allow you to think about something about the situation that could be just way worse, and then immediately you go back to the present and see that it could be way worse. It's way better than it could be. It's actually great right now. There's all these things that you were taking for granted in the equation that are absolutely up for grabs when it comes to the universe coming in and just wreaking havoc on everything in your system. So that's something that sometimes I do, and also just I don't know, is that something you've encountered as like an exercise to do?
Yeah, we teach that. Questioning yourself, what's the worst that can happen? And for me, a lot of times it's like, what's the worst that can happen? A meteor falls through my ceiling right now and crushes me to death, right? Or that's not happening right now. And that's not probable to happen. It's certainly possible, but it's not probable. And okay, that's the worst case scenario to the extreme, but doing that worst case scenario can kind of give you that perspective, that gratitude perspective where like, okay, I can handle this, I can be happy about my situation, or, I keep coming back to that compassion word, but I can be compassionate about my situation. Right. And I think when we're compassionate with ourselves and compassionate with others, it leads to a state of gratitude. It truly does. It truly leads to a state where if we can give compassion to somebody that we hate, we can really start to feel gracious for the opportunity to be alive. That's my take.
Yeah, no,
sure.
that's an interesting take. And so I hadn't thought about that. Just meeting people with compassion is a big thing, isn't it? Because you don't know what people are going through, and it might seem that their response is a bit unreasonable. But maybe you can just take a step back and just cut the interaction and move on with your stuff without reading too much into it at a personal level, because maybe it wasn't at all about you, right? As many things typically aren't.
They aren't.
Yeah, right. So I'm struggling a little bit on how to tackle this, but I feel like gratitude is the best antidote for these kind of problems, because at least for me, I'm actually physically unable to hold on to a really negative state of mind. It wasn't always like this, but where I'm at now, because I'm so in touch with this kind of gratitude aspect of things. And I wonder if there's a way to get people to kind of discover this as well, get in touch with this a little bit more. One thing that I do as well is kind of think about things that I'm grateful for, and I even used to write this down when I was going through a rough patch. I would write things down, and it could be as small as, I have a great coffee machine. Because I still do have a great coffee. So, that was a great coffee, I'm grateful for that. And there was a lot of shit, but then, kind of highlighting the stuff that you're grateful for was nice in the moment. But then also when I came back to that list, I surprised myself in seeing that I had this massive list of things to be grateful for, right? And from big to small. And I just, I've reached almost like a new plateau of like, I'm almost always there, inundated by this gratitude thing, to the point where I can handle, some really heavy stuff with like the chronic illness that I have and stuff. So aside, are there any other like exercises or things that you recommend people when it comes to gratitude, or how you would apply that to practical things they can do in their day-to-day?
Yeah, well, you mentioned gratitude journal. That's usually the go-to that we do. If anybody wants to write it down, therapistaid.com. There is a worksheet on gratitude that it's just it has like a calendar, and every day it has 3 questions it asks you, like, what are you grateful for? What are you proud that you did? And like, what did something you accomplished? And accomplished can literally be like, I got out of bed, because
Right.
Sometimes it's that we're struggling.
It's relative to your
to
your framework, right? So that could be an achievement.
Yeah, and or also just when you're driving, and I say when I'm driving a lot, because I enjoy driving. That's something that relaxes me. I know that road rage is a big thing. Thankfully, I don't really experience that. I'm always very, very sedate and calm when I'm driving. Right. But sometimes that gives me time to reflect on things that I'm grateful for. And like you, when I'm really struggling, sometimes it's about things that I'm grateful for personally. And I know for me, one time I literally wrote, I like my car, and I like the fact that I can drive. That's where I was. That's the only thing I could be grateful for. But then that led me to more things I thought of as I kept driving that I could be grateful for, because it sort of changed the dialogue in my head from all this negative stuff to, what am I grateful for? What do I get to do that I love? Yeah. And another practical thing that I do is I do collage a lot. So, get a bunch of magazines, get a poster board, cut out stuff that you're grateful for, put it on there. A lot of times through art, we can express things that we can't with words. So I would really recommend that to people, if they're having a trouble with that barrier of gratitude or compassion, do a collage about it, for sure.
Awesome. Well, listen, it's been an hour. I mean, it's flown by, man. We should have you on again, because there's so many other different subtopics and threads I want to touch to. But is there anything you want to leave people with? Any kind of, I don't know, central message or recommendation?
Well, I'll say the big recommendation for today is for me is self-compassion and gratitude. Self-compassion for yourself and your situation, and gratitude that you get to experience yourself in that situation. They go hand in hand, in my opinion.
That's a beautiful thing. And people can find you on Twitter if they follow the name in the description there. Yep. And you also have a YouTube channel you're working on?
Yeah, it's kind of in hiatus right now, but after the new year, I'll definitely be uploading more videos to it. And I'm working on like branding the phrase "Let's conquer."
Let's Conquer. Yeah,
And
that was
let's
cool.
conquer. And with that, what I'm really trying to do with that brand is it came about because I like video games. That's why we're all kind of here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so for me, it's like, well, let's conquer video games because I have a lot of games I buy but never beat. So let me conquer those. And then it kind of turned into like, well, I'm also struggling with some mental health stuff. So let's
Right.
conquer life.
Yeah,
You
no,
know?
that's a cool. It works
And
quite
so-
well in both.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so I'm going to try to merge the two. In my YouTube channel and my Twitter, with my brand is like let's conquer. And the let's conquer isn't like an army in my mind. It's not an
That's right.
army.
Yeah.
It's just me working on this stuff.
Yeah.
Working on gaming, working on life, working on whatever it is. And I even had the crazy thought of like conquering fears. That might be on my YouTube channel in the future, like conquering my fear of public speaking.
Interesting.
Conquering my fear of flying, conquering my fear of whatever people struggle with,
Right.
because I think public speaking and flying are probably like two of the biggest fears people have. So like conquering those as well. So we'll see.
There's a whole other conversation for us there because there's so much interesting about the psychology of the fear of speaking in public. And anyways, okay, well, so I don't want to, because we said 1 hour, so we'll do another hour sometime. People seem to have really enjoyed and appreciated our conversation here. Jay Show, see you later, man.
See you, Jay Show.
So guys, go check out Howland's Twitter and follow him there. Check out his YouTube, that's linked in his Twitter too. And we'll have him on soon again. Dude, thank you for doing this. And we'll catch you. Yeah, we'll catch you next time, man. Take care.
All right, thank you everybody in chat.
Bye. All right, guys, that's Howland. Awesome dude, great conversation. We touched on some really powerful stuff there. I apologize we didn't get to all of your comments and questions. We are gonna play a game now, Trench Food. Yeah, food. Sorry, I butchered the name. We're gonna play Ori and the Blind Forest. We're gonna continue our playthrough there, the second day of our playthrough there. Gilmundo, what's up? I'm sorry I didn't get to your comment there. So yeah, compassion is a big thing, and so like I said, I really want to do more conversations here on the channel, not just about mental health. I have a very broad pool of interests. It could be science and a lot of other stuff that I'm interested in. But I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation. Let me know if you have any feedback on the format. I'm gonna try to get more people to come on in more of these, and we can have more interesting people to talk to. So what we're gonna do now is take a 5-minute break. I'm gonna brew a coffee. We're gonna play some Ori, and we're gonna continue chatting as we play Ori. We can continue to talk about this, of course. And I really appreciate you guys being here for the conversation. Howland was a little bit nervous, but he did a great job. It was an awesome conversation. And as I said in the beginning, I can only talk from a descriptive point of view of the stuff that I've been through, but talking to someone who has the qualifications to say things from a prescriptive point of view is very powerful, and really appreciate that. Jonathan says, I have a good friend who said, I promised to myself I will be different from my mother. I will do it right, and now I find that I do the same things. I'm a bad mother. Parenting is hard. Parenting is a whole other shebang, and I have no idea about that. So I don't even want to risk saying something that could be horribly wrong. So anyways, guys, we're going to take 5 minutes. I'm going to leave you with the beautiful OST from Ori here, and I'll be back with coffee and Ori and the Blind Forest. See you on the other side. Woo! We're back. What's up, everybody? Holy crap! What the hell happened? Anonymous gifter gifted 5 tier 1 subs. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. 5 times, my dude. Was that 5 times? Thank you, thank you. Trench food. 100 Abzi Nitch himself, infamous. Hell yeah. Enjoy your subs, guys. Enjoy the emotes, the loyalty badges. How's everybody holding up in chat? Are we ready to ball? Controller ready, coffee ready. 100, enjoy the loyalty badge and the emotes. Welcome, welcome. Alright, let's get the game kicked off here. Thank you for the wonderful time, man. Dude, I'm beyond happy that you feel that we provided, you know, value there. I think it was a really valuable conversation because, you know, this stuff is really difficult, and any tools we can avail ourselves with, you know, we should definitely do that. So, anyways, changing the tune a little bit, we're gonna go into our gaming segment with Ori, but we can continue to talk about this as we go. What's a Prison Break? How's it going, man? Welcome back. All right, let's pause the soundtrack. Everybody ready to jump in? This goes well with coffee, but tea is also acceptable, or any beverage of your choice. So let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Let me stop that virtual cam thing. We'll stop that. Stop that nonsense. Dude, I'm doing great. Having a great day so far. Have had a great conversation with Howland. And gonna do some Ori and the Blind Forest. Beautiful game. I'm really not a platformer guy, but you know, it's definitely working for me. You can see here I have a playthrough I did when the game came out, but never finished it. So we started a brand new playthrough, and we're 29% in. Not bad for a single stream. That's pretty good progress. Thank you for joining me on this fateful Catterday. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and cheers. Thank you, man, Prison Break. You play a little, but not too much anymore? Pick up that guitar, dude. If I can persuade you of anything today, is pick up that sucker and play it a little. Maybe just play a single riff on it. See where it goes, dude. It's a beautiful thing. Last time, in Ori, we cleaned up the waters. And if we look at the map now, do we have any other location this is where we gotta go, isn't it? The Ginso tree. If someone told me there was like another location we could go to because I have the definitive edition and there's like a move I can unlock. Woo! Oh, no. Oh, we can attack still underwater. The basil mug. Staying in brand, dude. If you guys want a basil mug for Christmas, it helps the channel. Oh, I love Metallica riffs, dude. I'm a big fan. Big James Hetfield fan. I also play some of the solos, but I just find James Hetfield to be almost like a mastermind in terms of like rhythm guitar. Oh, oops. Oh, that's right. We do have double jump. Oh. I forgot the controls a little bit because it's been a couple days. But we'll get there. Oh, oh. Let's do a quick save. Oh, can we break that? Yeah. Oh. Oh, that's pretty cool. And we do have one skill point, but I don't know if we have anything we want to use it on. What is charge flame? Huh. Probably want to keep going this way though for a bit. Okay. Woo! Yeah. It doesn't really tell you if we can go up there, but I assume we can't, right? How would we go all the way up there? Okay, let's go back. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, I love that little 360 animation they have. So great. Guys, I've been watching The Witcher TV show. Hit me up if anybody has seen it as well in chat. Hit me up with your impressions of it. Sorry, I'm just clearing my nose a little bit. I have a bit of a cold. What are your impressions so far on the show? I've been really happy with it, I gotta say. Just very positively surprised. Go for air, go for air. Oh, there we go. Can we do a save point in here? No. Sort of new to this. If I want to buy a mug, do I go through PayPal for it? No, so I'll give you a link. I mean, that's highly appreciated. You don't have to, by the way. But it supports the channel and you get something awesome in return. So if you want to go check out the merch, we have hoodies, t-shirts, mugs. All of them rocking the beautiful Basil avatar. By the way, if you don't know, I think some of you guys are new, so you don't know Basil, my cat. Do you want to meet him? Should we try to get him on? I have some catnips. Do you think we can get him to wake up from his nap? Basil. Come on, buddy. Yeah, it's Basil. Come on, buddy, get the catnip. Come on. You gotta jump up here, though. Look at this. Hey. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Come on, buddy. Jump! 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 You too sleepy? Oh. He's too sleepy. Okay. There we go, baby Basil. Okay. Stick around. Oh, hold on, buddy. Hey! Hey, look. It's a catnip. It's a nip, buddy. Get the nip. Okay, here we go. Nice looking cat, thank you. Oh yeah, buddy, that catnip is so good. Look at that. Hi, guys. Hello. Did you enjoy your nap, buddy? Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Let's get back into it. You can stay here, Basil. That's okay. It's acceptable. Oh shit, I'm dying. Oh. Oh. Woo. Oh. Made it. Alright, let's do a little save. We gonna die? No, 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 no. Ooh. Oh, oh, shit, 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 shit. Ah. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Back, 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 back. Yes. Yo. Stop that. Stop that madness. I just want to save my game. Okay, good. Game saved. All right. Oh. Wow. What an annoying enemy. I can't really see the projectiles that well from him. Die. Okay, good. So anyways, I was telling you about The Witcher, the TV show. Really high production value. The sword fight stuff is really well done. I mean, you know, someone was saying, oh, it's not as high production as Game of Thrones. It's better than any sword fight I've seen in Game of Thrones. I don't know. Henry Cavill is pretty good in the role. The hair looks a little weird, but overall, very good portrayal. Holy shit, are we gonna make it? Ouch. Witcher show is great for me. Didn't find anything I didn't like. Almost finished the show. Damn, dude. You work fast. You work real fast. I've only seen up to episode 3. And it's been just awesome so far. We did talk about it in the Discord, which, by the way, guys, I would invite anybody to join our Discord. I'm trying to write the command here because we talk every day and it's amazing. I think I'm gonna binge it today, man. I don't know if I can binge the whole thing, but... Okay. Doesn't look like there's anything else that we can get right now. Ouch. Okay. Let's just grab that energy. Whoa. There was a big energy thing down here. Woo. Yeah, I'll try to binge it. It's kind of funny. I'm not super excited about the Star Wars movie, especially given the recent reviews and stuff, but I'm super excited about The Witcher show. Energy Gate? Is that what it is? Spirit Gate? Boom. Trench Food says, I watched all of Witcher from 8 a.m. when it went live. A few minor caveats, but I'm impressed overall. I think that in and of itself is a big statement to the quality of it, right? The fact that after watching all of it, you only have like some small quibbles. In a show like that, so much can go wrong, right? And the fact that, you know, just a lot of it was done very well is awesome to see. Oh, Here we go. Oh! Oh! Yes! We're alive. Ilo was the stoutest of all the spirits, the most powerful ever seen. Now here he rests, turned to an ancestral tree. Then you watched all of The Mandalorian after? Oh man, that's a nice Christmas holiday right there, dude. That's awesome. What do you think of The Mandalorian? You've learned Stomp. Okay, very good. We knew that was something we were gonna learn. Wait. Oh, like that. Okay. Woo! Ability point. Let's get this one. Energy efficiency. We watched the Star Wars movie yesterday. I think after all the hate online, it dropped my expectations so low I actually enjoyed it at the end. Worked out then. I'm not critical or looking for details. Just looking for some fun. Yeah, I think that's fine. It's just because it's the last movie in a saga of 9 movies, isn't it? That's what makes it... Ouch. That's what makes it so difficult, I think. Because people want so many different things from it. Not to give excuses to JJ, but, you know, to some extent. Can we stomp on this? Oh, yeah. I actually didn't know you could do that. So, you know, I give JJ shit where I think he deserves it, but we died. But at the same time, I think, you know, in this case, it was difficult to do something that would please everybody. It sounds like what he's done is a bit too, erring on the side of catering to everyone, and the movie itself doesn't seem like it has an identity, but we'll see, man. I'll get around to seeing it, probably not this week, because I have a bunch of stuff lined up. What's happening, dude? How do I kill this? Oh! Oh! Okay, good. I was like, what are they doing putting me against this guy? Just realized we can kill him. There's some cheese and a bit of cringe, but again, I really enjoyed Mando. I dig Mando. I think Mando is okay, man. It's quite fun. The only episode I dislike is the one with... sorry, I can't see anything with so much glow. My god. I dislike the episode with Bill Burr. I think that one was a bit of a miss for me. I don't think... ouch. I don't think Bill Burr works in that universe. It just... The entire episode, it felt like Bill Burr, out of character, reading lines for the episode, basically. We do have something up there, although I don't know if I can get there. I think at this point we gotta go back, basically. Ouch. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, there's a underwater section here to explore. But what did you guys think of Bill Burr in general? No spoilers, but just did you find he fit? It was cringe-worthy as shit. Oh, good. So it's not just me. Yeah, that felt just totally out of place. I don't know. And this is someone who actually likes Bill Burr, you know? So it's nothing against him personally. It's just... Oh! Oh, nice. Woo! So, what do we have? Let's explore some of this stuff to the left. Woo! Oh, ouch. We died. That guy is so annoying. Okay. Here we go. Ouch. Come on, buddy. Whew. There we go. Yeah. Ouch. Have you seen The Witcher on Netflix? We were just talking about it, Gilmundo. I've seen until episode 3. What do you think so far? Oh, it's so relaxing, right? Yeah. I mean, the music is beautiful. The art. Oh, this is that prior area we were in, isn't it? I think it is. So really, I almost want to kill myself now to go back to the checkpoint, because by falling down we've we've done a disservice to our cause here. Uh-huh. Got him. Woo! How do we want to do this? Oh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. Oh. It was a bit rough at times. Only seen the pilot. I like the way Henry portrays Geralt, but it feels a bit made sometimes. I think there is something Carrack said yesterday made total sense. The fact that you see him in daylight makes it a bit more silly, doesn't it? It feels a bit like Conan or Hercules or something like that, you know what I mean? But made to a much higher standard and all of that. I think like the quality is really good, guys. I really like the cast. The only cast choice that I question right now is Triss Marigold. Again, no spoilers at all, so don't worry about that. But I didn't find her actress to be a good match to what I expected for the character, you know? I like her, but I just don't like her as Triss. If that makes sense. There is a little section to the left that I'm very keen on exploring. That was horrible. Okay, listen, do we have like let's see here, an energy ball somewhere that we can use to save? Really? Oh, there's one down there. Oh, there we go. Nah, but to go down there, that's gonna be a problem because we can't go back up. Oh. Okay. That was so bad. Okay, hold on. Double jump and then bash. I keep forgetting what the button is for the bash. Okay, okay. Holy shit. How are we supposed to do this? That's so far. Oh. Oh. The hidden ways of the forest. Oh, here we go. Stop it. Ah. Okay, what we need, so that's a travel station. What we need is the ability to save after the jump, so we don't have to redo that shit. So any energy we can grab is gonna be great. Triss, same here. She has the comforting nature of Triss, but it was a bit odd. I'm glad I fancied Yennefer, because that was crucial. Yeah, Yennefer is way more pivotal, for me at least. We can discuss whether, you know, people prefer Yennefer or Triss. In fact, can we get a little... Let's try this, because Twitch has a new poll functionality, or function, I should say. Let me try to put together a poll. I'm super interested in this, by the way, to see your responses. So just give me a second and I'll put it together. I want to know who you chose in your Witcher 3 playthrough, if you played the game. Let's see here, how does this work? If I want to do a poll... The new dashboard is so unintuitive. I mean, manage your poll. Okay, there we go. Manage poll. Create new poll. Okay, so the question is Triss or Yennefer. And so response 1 is Yennefer because it's the correct response, and response number 2 is Triss. Let's see here. Does that work? Boom, current poll, guys. Vote in the poll. Vote in the poll, guys. Click the thing that in the thing and let me know what you guys think. I must know this. Okay, so we gotta get this double jump right. Oh! Here it is. Okay. Oh, oh no! Oh, okay, we're alive. Oh! Save your game. And we're also gonna travel. Let's go to Hollow Grave, I guess. Let's see, view results. Looks like Yen won. It's kind of bugged for me, I can't really see. But yeah, Yen won. Oh, you voted Triss? Well, I was trying the new poll functionality. It's something that appears in the chat, or should appear at least. But don't worry about it. So you prefer Triss? Walk me through it, man. What is it about Triss that you liked? Obviously, some of it is just like personal choice, isn't it? So Right, let's go to the left here. Let's see. I think we want to go this way overall. We haven't yet explored it, because when we came here, we were like, oh shit. When we came here, we were like, probably shouldn't be here. As you can see, we're already getting owned. We'll get it though. This is a great game for a Saturday though. So laid back. Love it. So it looks like you can parry these guys. So you want to parry the bird. And I guess parry most of them as much as you can. The parry window is super generous. So there's no reason for us to miss those parries. Oh. All right, good. Oh shit. Yeah. Woo. Quick save. I love this mechanic where you push the log down. So great. What do you guys think of my new lens? Did you notice any difference? I'm curious. I know from the viewer's perspective, the change isn't that stark, but I thought it looks incredible. Triss seems more loyal. I'm more physically attracted to Yen though, but as I've grown older, I've seen the value in a chick that won't fuck you about, as opposed to someone with baggage. I need someone to carry my bags too. I would agree with that. I would say Yen is way more complicated. I totally give you that one. You know, I think that's fair. Why can I not access the thing? Oh, because of the enemy? I give you that. I think Triss is fairly baggage free, going by what the game shows us. Ultra Soul Link, Charge Dash. I kind of like that. Water Breath, Soul Link. If these are so good, man, we want to go for these for sure. So I get you totally. I think, in fact, I would agree from a practical standpoint. I would agree with you, but there's so much history with Yen that, you know, I just think there's too much that connects Geralt to Yen. So I get what you're saying, but at some level I gotta go with Yen. What is this thing? What is that thing? Ah! Wow, they do a lot of damage. The lens is good. Your guitar collection can be seen more. Thank you. Yes, that's what I was going for. And in fact, let me just give you a quick zoom here. One of the perks of this lens, because it's higher quality, more light can go into it. You see me very sharply and like the stuff around me, but the stuff in my back is a bit blurred out, isn't it? In a very artistic way, let's say it. So it's not just blurred out, it's kind of out of focus a little bit. And that gives you a great separation of subject and background. So you can still see the guitars that I love, you know, they're beautiful, they add a ton to the scene, but you see me more sharply compared to them, which I think is really good, especially when we go to this view that's smaller. You can still see me very sharply, and before, you know, I think I blended a bit with the background too much, if that makes sense. Anyways, that's, you know, that's some of the stuff that I think about, of course, in my free time. This is the kind of thing that excites me, getting the perfect shot and the perfect angle, perfect Perfect lens. Oh, yes. Okay, good. Those things do a massive amount of damage. We have to avoid them at all costs. And I think we can actually send this back to the guy. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Oh, what a great way to do that. Oh, here we go. Oh, nice. Oh, we leveled up. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's grab. And so now I have 3 lenses. I was talking to you guys about this in the beginning. And these are awesome lenses too. This one is a close-up lens, and this one is the one that came with the camera that has a zoom in. So with this, I can make some awesome YouTube videos where, you know, product shots, close-ups, shots of my guitars for the music videos. This kind of stuff just, you know, fuels me creatively. So it's totally worth the investment for me. Creating a soul link restores 2 life cells. Let's go for that. So that's gonna be great from a survivability standpoint. It looks like we're done over at this side. Let's go back. I want a quick save here because it looks like we're gonna die. Ouch. Okay. Oh, that's the best way to kill them, isn't it? To just do that. Oh, I'm not very good at platformers, like I told you guys, but with this one I'm having a very good time. The controls are quite intuitive and quite responsive, so I'm digging it, man. And I dig this kind of what they call the bash mechanic. Because it's very forgiving, so even if you miss the mark a little bit, it still kind of gives it to you, which I appreciate. Woo! Send it back. Oh, that was so good. That was so clutch. Oh yeah. This goes to the Misty Woods or Sorrow Pass. Okay, before we continue to the left, let's grab a quick save here in case we die. And let's just check out what this side has to offer. Probably some loot. Oh, here we go. Can I use the bird to break that? Nope. Oh, ouch. Okay, got it. How can I break this, guys? We need like a stronger projectile, don't we? I tried shoving the bird onto there, but it didn't connect. Let's save here and continue going. There's apparently more than I thought. Ouch. Not good. Okay, let's do this. And do this. Oh. So we need to make a big jump here. And then up to here. Oh, shit. The timing is a little difficult. Oh, what? Okay, that's a little rough. That's a little rough. We can also... No, I thought maybe we could try going for the wall there. I'm happy we quick saved before all this. it's trickier than it might seem. So we need a double jump here. This gets us here. Then we do this. And this should be safe. We can't save because I don't have a point. Oh shit. I don't have an energy point. Okay, here we go. Okay, good. So, considering I don't know if I can afford like getting the thing on the top there, because to do that, you need like an exact jump. And that just propels you too much. I think to do that, we need to go to the wall, bounce off the wall, and do it that way. Let's try that. Okay. It's a little tough, but I think we can do it. So you got the double jump. You do the position. So this is your phase 1, right? I was thinking if we could use the wall up there. Shibi, thank you for the follow. Enjoy your stay. Johnny, give me kick up the ass. I got some new guitar strings like 3 weeks ago and can't be bothered to restring my guitar. Here's the thing, man. Sometimes you just need like to break the inertia, you know? Do it this way. Put on your favorite album and put it on the speaker. And do the commitment of, I'm gonna take 15 minutes of my day to restring my guitar, right? And you're gonna do it faster than that, but the point is, if you just get in motion with it, you know, it's gonna be a lot easier. And once it's restrung, then you might be tempted to play it. Then you might say, you know, I'm gonna play a few riffs on this. Maybe that takes you there, and maybe instead of putting it away completely, you just put it against a wall or something so that you can pick it up more easily. Anything you can do to reduce the barrier of like picking up the guitar and playing is gonna be helpful there. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I don't know if I can do this. That seems very tight. It's very, very tight. There is a small spot that we can use. Like, look at this. There's that small spot on the wall, but whenever we jump off, it takes us too high. I think I'm gonna give up on that particular experience drop. Just doesn't seem worth it. Okay, that didn't work out. Ah, come on, man. Okay. A bit of an annoying little section here. Okay, so this takes you like this, and then this takes you over here, and this is a save point. Ah! Oh, what a horrible jump. Try that again. Okay, here we go. Okay, good. Yes. Okay. Oh. Okay. Got some XP out of that. We're still alive. As long as Kuro is out there, the path to the Misty Woods will be blocked. But look up there, we might be able to distract her if we loosen that rock. Okay, let's try that. Let me just quickly restart my game capture here. So just a quick blip there. We're back. So I wish we could save, because this is gonna be tricky. Okay. We died immediately. Okay. Oh come on, man. We're back here. Okay. Ah! Still got hit. Okay. Okay, so we gotta loosen that rock. Oh! Oh, no! No! Oh my god. Okay, we need more energy, dude. I don't know where to get more energy. Basically, it's, you know, it's horrible. If we can't save right there, we can't retry the thing without having to redo this. If anything, you know, that's one of the annoying things with the game sometimes, is the fact that you don't always have access to energy, and then you can't do checkpoints. And like, this area needs a fucking checkpoint. It absolutely needs a checkpoint. Okay, good. Oh! Here we go. You collected Kuro's feather. To use this item, press A and then press RT. Kuro's feather will allow Ori to glide freely. Oh. Misty Woods, Sorrow Pass. So this connects back to where we were, I think. Hold on. Save the game. Thank you. Oh, dude, and it refills our thing as well. Woo! The haze of the misty woods deceived the minds of all. Those lost within were never found. I hate these dudes. With their little poops. Misty Woods. Ah! Ah! The projectiles are so fast. Oh my god. They're the most powerful enemy we've ever faced. Good. Ah. Woo. Oh sh. Uh-huh. Can't get us here, bird. What is this, dude? The Shrouded Lantern. This mysterious haze bellows out of its stem. If we find a way to light it, the path might clear up once again. Thank you for hanging out, guys. I appreciate it. Okay, so we gotta clear that. Oh. My god. I hate that. I hate that boss or that enemy. Ah! And we didn't quick save. Okay. How in the hell would we go about... Oh. Okay, let's try to make that dude respawn. Because I think with his help, we can get up there. I need to kind of kill myself a little bit. There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh. It's difficult to aim this shit. There we go. Okay. All right. Quick save. So we're gonna clear the mysterious haze. Let's save again so we don't have to sit through that little text. I think we're gonna use this. Woo! Okay, that's pretty good against him. I'm gonna be saving a bunch because these guys are a pain in the butt. Oh yeah, nice. Awesome. Yeah. Oh, I didn't see the spikes. God damn it. Okay. Gotta pick this up again. Trench Food says, Johnny, excellent stream, bud. Unfortunately, I gotta make like diarrhea and run. Good luck with the runs, man. And I'll see you next time, Trench Food. Cheers, dude. Let's save that game. Can't go up here, so... Oh! Ah, come on, man! Come on! Good your balls! Balls! Oh! Ah! Ah! Boom! It's a lot of damage. We're dying. No! No! A lot of dudes there. Okay, good. Oh, oh. Oh, that's a good combo. Get him on the attack and then counter with the stomp. Ouch. Okay, try that again. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah. Okay. Come on. The timing of that is a little tricky. Okay. Ah! Ah! Okay, here we go. Right. Ah! Oh my god. Here we go. Come on, man. No. Oh. Whew. What a difficult little section there, dude. Okay, so you go up, you hover, boom, you go up again, you hover, you go up again, boom, and you hover. Okay, good. And then you need this dude as well for a final hover. Okay, good. Save and never look back. Okay. We're alive. Ah! Stop it! Oh my god, that dude with the little poops. Can't see anything in the area because it's clouded. Oh god. Oh god. No! No! Johnny, I got to go for a while. I have to level up a few more tiers on the battle pass in Modern Warfare. Keep up the great work. Thank you, man. And I'll see you next time. Good luck. Good luck in your efforts. Ah! So you're dead. We want to hover over here. Boom. Get ready to reflect. And ready to reflect. Okay, good. So we need to get out of here. How are we going to do that? Not really a great clean way, but it works. So we got one piece. And again, the map is unavailable. What the f... What the f... You changed? You changed the map? You changed the map right now? Okay. Ouch. Oh no, we're back here. Let's just go through this. Okay, remember to quick save, Johnny. Come on, man. Go back. Okay, good. Quick save. Here we go. You go for a jump. And then you go slow. Oh yeah, that's the ticket. Look at that smooth navigation. Okay. Ah! Can't believe he still hit me. What a horribly annoying guy. Right. We can't go like this. What's going on? Deceived by the mist they were, lost in the woods. Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. Okay. Ooh. How can I? It looks like they want me to go down there. Okay, let's keep going. Oh. Atsu's torch, it was lost in this place. If we carry it to the shrouded lantern, it might show us the way. Quick save so we don't have to sit through that again. Might be one of those things where the scenery changes again. Ah! Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Oh no. Oh, that's more difficult than it looks. Nitro, what's up, man? How's it going, dude? Oh shit. Shit. Ah. There's so much stuff going on there. Okay, here we go. Oh. He's done it. Okay. Take it slow. Oh, here we go. Oh, he's alive, right? No, don't die here. Careful with the poops. How's your day going, Nitro? Just hanging out, waking up, working on something I've wanted to do since I was 15. What is it, dude? That's amazing. You cannot create... Okay, there we go. Soul Link. Ouch, ouch. Oh, ah, ah. Ah! Thorns are thorny. Oh my god. There are so many enemies, dude. Oh! What's up, Show Enough? Welcome back. Or welcome, rather. Okay. Listen. Get away from things. It's a bit too intense. I hate all of these enemies. Ugh. The poop guys are the worst enemies on the map. Okay, just try to kill him. My god. Oh, I can't believe it. He got me again. In 2020, I'm gonna make a low-budget horror movie. Fucking hell, dude, that's amazing. Do you mean like you're gonna produce it, or like what role are you gonna play in the production? Okay, we killed one fucking guy. Write, direct, and produce. Fuck yeah, man. Wait, have you done anything like that before? Because I know you say you've wanted to do it for 15 years, but because your name is Nitro Productions, Nitro Beast Productions, I wonder if you've already maybe done something like that. There we go. Okay. That thing is taken care of. Quick save. We need 2 ability points before we can do anything meaningful here, so take it easy for now. Okay, that works. And I think we want to kind of hurry through as much as we can. Still don't have access to the map, right? Doesn't look like we can go up that way. Ancestral tree. I do game dev, but when I was younger, I always had a camera. My brother was big into skateboarding and BMX, so I was the cameraman for him and his friends, and I really loved filming stuff. Dude, that's incredible. I've recently developed a passion for filming stuff as well. I was just talking about some of the lenses that I've bought for my camera that I'm using now, and doing YouTube videos with like B-roll and like high quality shots of whatever I'm talking about. That kind of stuff has been super exciting for me. It says Tatsu used to climb the mountains high atop Sorrow Pass. When her brother's torch faded, she fell into the mists, where she lost her path. New ability? You've learned Climb! You can use this ability this ability, press and hold RT. Okay. Oh, nice, dude. Nice. Nice. Give me a quick save here. Oh! What the fuck? Yo! Did they appear and disappear? Oh, when I press the jump button, they appear. Okay. Interesting. And I really loved filming stuff. So, what kind of camera did you use, dude, to film? Was it like a camcorder type deal, or do you still do any of that as a hobby? I don't like these guys. Haven't we already been here? I think we have, yeah. Let's keep going this way instead. But I've always loved horror and low-budget horror stuff, and for 15 years I've talked about making one. Well, I set the goal to lose 100 pounds in 2019, and I've basically done that, so for 2020 I'm gonna finally follow through with horror movie. Fuck yeah, man. Congrats on that. That's fucking awesome. I have this cheap little Canon, but it gets the job done. And nowadays there's some great options for like, with cheap cameras. You don't really need like a super expensive one. Although you can also get some amazing quality if you do invest more. But oh shit. Oh, did you see that? They need me to coordinate my jumps correctly there. Too smart for my own good. I got the parry, but it propelled me away. Ah! This is such a good game. I'm excited for Will of the Wisps. Oh yeah. Such a travesty that like the first time I played it, I didn't finish it, so about time I did that. You didn't do the thing I told you to do, Ori. Fuck. Ah. Okay. Okay, he's dead. Save. Never look back. Okay, fuck. Ah! Yo, ah. Okay. All the quick saves. Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. Yes. Boom. Oh, nice, dude. We got 3 pieces already. If you like Metroidvania style stuff, I highly recommend you check out Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Is that the one that came out recently for Switch as well? That was like a Kickstarter game? I think I remember that, dude. Unless I'm thinking of the wrong game. It's from the original creator of Castlevania. I think that's the one I was thinking about, yeah. How are we gonna... Oh! Like that. Okay. I don't... I don't see it though. Because when we do this, it's wrecked again. Oh, ouch. Okay. Really wish I would have saved down here. Okay. I hate you. Okay, good. Quick save. So you go like this. You go like this. And I think you go... straight up. Oh, yes! He's done it. Shit. Okay. Oh my god, I hate that. Die. Die. Ah! Ah! Too much damage. Okay. Take it easy. Oh, shit. Balls. Oh, man. You back the Kickstarter? I know Reg was complaining because... Oh, we fucked up. He was complaining because he got his game from Kickstarter super late. And apparently it was very buggy on release on the Switch. I hope they fixed it. But I don't know if that's the case. I assume they probably have fixed it. Okay. Take it easy. Take it easy. You got this. No! My God, man. What? What? Okay. You played on PC? Didn't have a single complaint? No, he played on Switch. Yeah. He played on Switch. I think that was the version that had some problems. Here we go. Still alive. Okay, can you hold on here? Oh. Here we go. Take it slow. Oh! He made it. No! My God, man. Okay, we really got a quick save. It's getting silly. Oh, we're gonna use a save. Get through these first enemies. Use a save. Oh, I hate redoing shit. Hate redoing shit. One more. Okay. So the bitch is dead. We got a quick save here. Full HP bar. Ouch. Okay, so you go this way. And then you want to go aggressively this way. Okay. Get the XP. Ouch. Okay. Oh no. I don't want to die here, please. Please. Ah! Come on, give me some energy, you fuck. Oh no. Here we go. Yes! Let's go. We got 4 pieces finally. Okay, great. The fuck? Oh no. No. Ah, okay. Ouch. Ah! Dude, the spikes hurt so much. We're alive. Oh my god. The poop monster again. I hate those guys. Okay, quick save here. Good. Keep going. Skip all of these dudes. You're fine. Oh shit. Oh shit. That's a hell of a tight squeeze, dude. Ah. I don't know if you're still around, Nitro, but in terms of like Metroidvania, Dead Cells is what I liked most in recent memory. We made it. Oh. Oh. Yes. This area is turning out to be quite the butt clinch. I think I needed that guy alive. Yeah, I can't quite make that jump now. Ouch. Okay, that kind of sucks. Yeah, these guys are real difficult because there's a certain timing to their poops. By the time the first set is exploding, he's already launching a second set. And you don't get damaged just by the explosion, you get damaged by just touching it too. Okay, there's a little thing here, which is good. Let's grab that. Okay, good. Oh, can we make that? A little tight, but yeah. Not quite, huh? Fuck. Yeah. Right. Whoa, that explosion. Holy balls. Okay. That is massive. All right. Oh, shit. That looks pretty cool, though. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck. Oh, oh, that's so tight. Okay, we're alive. Near enemies? Ah! No! Oh no. Mistakes were made. Why doesn't it... Why doesn't Ori grab that lantern? Is that not a real lantern? Yeah, I think it's not. Oh shit. This is the area from before. Yep, got turned around. So what's our goal here? Can't use that. I think I have to kill myself. We've come full circle to the same location. I think we need that guy to jump up, don't we? Isn't that the only way? Yeah, I think we need to grab him in the first jump. That's the only way to go back up. Getting a little bit stuck here for the first time. Like, right there. Okay. Gotta retry. There we go. I think that's the only way of doing it. Okay, now that we're up, definitely do a save here. So that going down there takes us all the way back. We're not interested in that. Okay. A bunch more stuff to this side. Oh, ouch. What the fuck? Oh my god. We got him with that. Ah. Okay. Aim a little lower. We got him. Got him. Need another one. Okay. Whew. GG. That's a save. And boom. What do I do with this? Oh no. I have to carry it back. What? Oh man. Okay. Well, that's gonna be a whole other thing. I'm gonna have to take a break for today because, you know, we had a very intense conversation earlier. If you missed it, by the way, we had an awesome conversation with Howland, our guest today, to talk about mental health. The VOD will be up here and on YouTube. I recommend you check it out because it's a really powerful conversation just about some of the tools that we have to deal with mental health problems that a lot of people have, and some are, you know, afraid to talk about, or they don't want to share that kind of stuff. But I thought it was a great conversation. I hope you check that out, and I hope you enjoy it as well. We're gonna leave it here for today. We'll be back on Monday with more, and stay tuned. You know, perhaps join us in the Discord as we talk about what our next game will be once we're done with this. Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays if you don't celebrate that. We're gonna go over to Mr. Jake Woof, who is celebrating Woofmas, as he says. He's an awesome dude. He put together this super cool Secret Santa between streamers that I participated in. So let's go hang out with him. Thank you for being there, guys, and choosing to be a part of this project. And as always, thank you for watching. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.